Hey team, going to go over the basics of what I would consider monkey weight loss protocols. So, really focused on the longevity side of things, going over the exact numbers to lose weight and how we can make it sustainable so we can keep it off. So, going to be focused around weight loss for this one. So, straight up, we're looking at the cost of fat. So, fat in our body is not the same that we consume as the fat in our food. So, adipose tissue, which is the fat in your body, is about 83 or 87% like fat, so triglycerides. So, 1 kilo of adipose tissue, which is what you are mainly looking to lose, is 7,700 calories, 7,700 calories. If you wanted to lose 1 kilo in 1 week, you would need to burn 7,700 more calories than you consume. Vice versa for weight gain. So, scientifically and anecdotally, more than 1% of your body weight per week is considered rapid weight loss. More than 10% of your body weight loss in a single cut or a weight loss phase tends towards rebounds, as it is quite a big shift of your previous state. First off, important to define the goal. So goals should be smart. And I think more importantly, you need to be asking the right questions as you set up for the goal. So how much body fat do you want to lose? Do we have enough consistency in place to lose that amount of body fat? Will this diet impact my ability to function as a human? So will it make you a robot? Will it make you a zombie at your job? How will you be with your family if you live a stressful life? Important to take into consideration. So realistically, is this less than an amount that could cause me to rebound? So that's important to ask. And how long do I want to achieve this in? So go over that as we get deeper in the slides. Create the levers. You need to create consistency of what I consider 5 aspects of your life before you start a weight loss or weight manipulation journey. So you need to look at the total amount of food that you put into your body. That's your energy consumption or caloric intake. The meal times that you have and the amounts, as some people don't like to eat in the morning. Some people love to eat in the morning. Having consistency with your meal times and eating towards when you tend to be hungry is pretty important for the longevity and the compliance and of your diet. You need to take into consideration mid to high intensity exercise duration, which is generally just your workout routine. The amount of low intensity exercise that you do, which is just your other parts of your life. So your steps, and work routine. Generally, I measure this through having a consistent step count, but that doesn't get everything. And also you need to consider how much stress you're going through at the moment, how your sleep patterns are and your supplements. As a lot of the time, if you are not experiencing enough sleep, I heard a study and I don't have it on hand, but there was difference between 6 and 8 hours sleep in the average person, as most people are quite stressed as well. So 8 hours is generally relieving a bit of stress too. Was 55% difference in the amount of fat loss achieved in a weight loss period. So important to look at the amount of stress you're facing and look to minimize that before embarking on the journey. Beautiful. So straight off, the steps in action. Set a reasonable goal. Ask yourself those valid questions. Check the calories burnt from the calculator, which is listed later in the slides. Multiply the amount of calories in 1 kilo of fat by the amount of kilos that you want to lose. So 5 kilos, 38,500 calories. Then divide that amount of calories, so 38,500, by the amount of weeks that you've given yourself to lose that weight. That means you must burn 3,850 calories more than what you consume in 1 week. Then if you divide it by 7, then you get 550 calories per day that you must be in a deficit. Now, you can go about that two ways. You can either eat 550 calories less food in a day, or you could say burn 550 calories more by doing exercise and not eat any less food at all. Or you can go somewhere in between. So you could have a 400 calorie food deficit and 150 extra calories of low, mid, or high intensity exercise throughout the day. And most of the time, that is going to depend on your available time to commit to doing more exercise, or how much that exercise will add stress to your life as to whether you should be exercising more or eating less. So consider that. Almost done. How good. Overdoing the cut. This is literally copy and pasted from my nutrition course, which are some of the best nutrition coaches that I believe in and have watched for better part of a decade. And I'm qualified by them. And I have just stolen their likely issues that can occur if we are overdoing the amount of weight that we lose in any one period, or the amount that we lose in an extended period if we are trying to lose weight. So you may lose muscle, you may have health risks, reduced metabolism, which is the amount of energy that you burn on any given day. Go through those, read those. And also, I'm going to add a description of a study that went over the impacts of the Biggest Loser on the participants' ability to burn calories 6 years after they finished on the show. So their metabolic rate showed that they were 500 calories lower than what they should have been. And so that means they're eating one less meal per day on average compared to before the show versus after. So when you go through and you go and overdo the cut, you may affect your body's ability to burn calories at a higher rate, which means in the long term, you may have to sacrifice more food. Your body gets used to you running on less food, and it will adapt. And these are the basics, and it can adapt, but it's important to know that if you overdo it, your body will adapt to you and it will make you more efficient, which it means that you need to consume even less calories to lose the same weight. So it's important that we go over the long-term plan. So to minimize the chronic effects of weight loss and metabolic adaptation, we should go through phases. We go through a weight loss period and then a maintenance period for almost as long. So here is a 10-week weight loss, as discussed. Then I would recommend going through an 8-week weight maintenance period. Then you can rinse and repeat if desired. This is the best for longevity. This is what I've studied. This is what the science supports, that it will minimize the amount that you rebound. So here it's just a table from my nutrition course. Fat loss phases can follow maintenance phases. Maintenance phases should last 2/3 of the full length of the fat loss. Muscle gain that's a different one, but yeah, muscle gain can follow fat loss phases, or muscle gain can follow maintenance phases, either way. In the description, I'll put this video of the calculator, which shows you how much energy you should be burning roughly on the day today. Use this as a guide. This will not tell you exactly what your energy expenditure will be. It is important to create the levers of consistency for you to understand how much energy you consume and you burn, so that you are in control of what levers you need to pull that suit your lifestyle. Beautiful. So in summary, set an achievable goal. Create consistency with a lifestyle you already have. So don't need to pull heaps of different levers to create weight loss or fat loss. Change one thing at a time and see how it affects your progress. So if you needed a 550 calorie deficit, maybe just cut the 550 calories out of your food. Don't need to increase your cardio as well. Although it is a lever, that would be a second lever if you were to choose it. It does complicate it. It's quite easy to do. That's generally the eat less, move more principle that most people use. You can do both, but it's a spectrum of either just eat the amount of deficit that you are looking for, or move that amount. And it's probably generally easier to eat less because you don't have to commit as much time to moving more. So it doesn't impact your lifestyle. Unless you've got heaps of fat to shift, so over 40% body fat, don't prolong the amount of time that you are in a fat loss phase. So that's most people. But if you are over that, then you can extend out and you can probably go a longer fat loss phase period, as your body, it does actually not like to hold on to heaps of energy, which fat is just energy in storage. So it can go a little bit longer before you get, so if you get sub 30%, then I would go to a maintenance and then go into another phase of fat loss. Dieting can be stressful. Just by minimizing the other stresses in your life, you're creating more energy that can be put towards weight loss. That can be being more compliant with your food. That can be being more compliant with your exercise routine and schedule. There is also the amount of cortisol and hormones that regulate your body, which stress in the short term can have good effects as it gets you burning, gets you moving to go and do things. But in the long term, chronic stress has shown to decrease the amount of energy that you burn on the day as your body adapts to not requiring as much energy for the stress that you have. So similar to going over doing the cut. So minimize your stress is an important lever which you can pull before even embarking on a weight loss journey. And lastly, commit to learning about your body. Don't punish it out of frustration for the position that you are in right now. Build a relationship with your body, build rapport. Don't pull all the levers at once, induce a lot of stress. Your body will rebound. It will tell you to get fucked, leave me alone, and you'll end up exactly where you started. This is a long-term journey and commitment to yourself. One of the most powerful ones that you can do is look after your metabolic health, your body composition. And for a lot of us that are doing the work in the gym, this is a good way that we can build the relationship with our food and our body for the long term, not just spurts of motivation that lead us to go on crash diets, which can, as we've just learned, really affect our ability to maintain it in the long term. So if this was useful, drop a like, drop a comment, and I would love to hear your thoughts. This is a lot of stuff that I've learned. And if you had any questions, drop them in the comments too, because I can elaborate on a lot of this stuff. And so far, that was the feedback, is that I was going too deep, too fast. So this one is going to be here's the intro to nutrition. So amazing, guys. Thank you for listening. I'll speak to you soon.